know Klay Thompson before Meg Thee Stallion. We didn't know Stephon Diggs before Cardi B. And while these guys have more money than these girls have social and global influence.
Okay, now some of you might have seen this clip already, but if you haven't, this is Madam Joyce. She has a channel on YouTube that does very well, so I'm gonna put some respect on her name. Again, fair use to Madam Joyce before we get started. But of course, the opinions about the relationship or former relationship between Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion is still ongoing. And the sentiment that this young lady right here is trying to convey basically is that, you know, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion was bigger than these athletes and they benefited social currency. She's going to say here soon that mainly they benefited from her and not the other way around. Okay. Now, two things can be true at the same time. Most of these women do not follow sports. So to be fair, a lot of these women probably did not know who Klay Thompson was. They probably did not know who Stephon Diggs was. But again, two things can be true at the same time. You personally might not know who these individuals are, but at the same time, they are world-renowned athletes in their respective sports, especially Klay Thompson, all right? So with that being said, let's go down the list of accomplishments of Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion. Now, it says here, this is from Wikipedia. Klay Thompson, he was a part of the Splash Brothers. We know the Splash Brothers they were the tandem of Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry, three-point shooters. He's a shooting guard. These are his accomplishments. He currently plays for the Dallas Mavericks. He used to play for the Golden State Warriors. He was a first-round 11th overall pick in the 2011 NBA draft. He is a four-time NBA champion.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Five-time All-Star, two-time All-NBA third team, one NBA All-Defensive second team, yada, 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 all the way down. These are all of his accomplishments. Very, very decorated basketball player. He also has 3 gold medals from Olympic Games playing basketball.
Put some respect on my name.
Now, we're not going to discount Megan Thee Stallion, okay? She's been rapping since what? It says here around about 2016, she's been rapping, okay? Very world-renowned. Her likes of her and Cardi B and, you know, Summer Walker and other women like that in female hip-hop. Most of these women identify with people like Megan Thee Stallion because they like their music and, of course, the image they portray as being, you know, ratchet but still being somehow maybe smart and, you know, picking good men and all those kind of things, which she took an L on that, right?
What happened? Where did all the men go?
But she has 3 studio albums, Megan Thee Stallion. Good News in 2020. She has Traumatized in 2022 and Megan in 2024, okay? And in between there, she has a host of features and singles. So there's that. So now we're going to go in here and further break down what Miss Joyce had to say. And also she had a second part where she doubles down on this because she caught flack, of course, from the men for this sentiment, this idea, this opinion that she has of Klay Thompson, that he's basically a nobody. Again, like I said, two things can be true. You women out there, you can have not known who Klay Thompson was because you don't follow sports, all right? Which you would follow if they had money, but I get it. Klay Thompson, you don't know who he is, okay? At the same time, you can't diminish who he is as an athlete. He is world-renowned. He is known around the world, where most people, if you follow sports even a little bit, especially basketball, you know who Klay Thompson is. But maybe you don't, Joyce, and that's okay. But let's listen to the rest of what you have to say about Klay Thompson. So, by the way, fair use to Madam Joyce. And if you're still here, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And, of course, to further contribute to the channel, go down there and hit the join button to become a member of the Working Man Union. Hype the video, please, and hit the Cash App, $ Mr. Dormy, because I do this for fun. But as always, I do this also for fun. So let's listen to Madam Joyce.
The Stallion made Klay a global star, whether he wants to admit or not. These men like.
See. I don't mean to pause it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
She made him a global star. No, lady. No. Again, he was already world-renowned. But I get it. You didn't know who he was. So for you, that's your understanding. Got it.
To use these women for come-ups and for social status because, like, don't ever get it twisted, girls. Social currency is still a currency. If you are well known in your circle and you are well respected, a guy can use that for social come-up because being with you makes him look good. If Meg Thee Stallion is dating him, he must be popping. He must be giving guys. You need to be very, very careful because guys are users just like girls.
Now, to be fair, she's right. But that only works on, Pookie ninjas, the broke brads, okay? Again, Klay Thompson probably has more money than Megan Thee Stallion. I would argue that from a general perspective, he's just as well known, if not more, than Megan Thee Stallion, okay, in his respective sport. He does not need Megan Thee Stallion's social currency. For Klay Thompson, this is just another notch on the board because Klay Thompson has his own roster of people that he's dealt with, okay, women that he's dated, along with Megan Thee Stallion. She has a list of men that she has dated and messed with in the past, okay? So Klay Thompson doesn't need her social currency. And here's another thing. These people chose wrong. Cardi B, Stephon Diggs had a track record. I don't know who is her on her team, but they didn't do their homework on this guy before she got with him, knowing all the babies he had on the way, knowing his track record on these teams of how he was, basically, if you want to call it a womanizer or whatever, a player of sorts. So these people don't need social currency because they don't really care. This is just another notch in their belt. Now, for a broke dude, a no-name guy that doesn't play sports, that isn't in the industry, yeah, he might be able to use your currency, sure. But these guys, I don't think so.
I would even say more. A guy knows when he has a woman that he can use to make himself look better. And I think sometimes the insecurity that we have in ourselves do not allow us to see what we are actually worth, what our currency is. But a man can see it. A man can see your value economically before you. And it does not even need to be money. It's status, it's reputation. When you're around his friends, how does you standing next to him make him feel and look? But because a lot of us are insecure, a lot of us don't see ourselves the way the outside sees us. That's why a guy can pick you and you could be like, oh my God, he picked me. He's a money man. He's this. No.
Again, in certain situations, maybe, in the hood, maybe in the UK where you're from, in whatever shanty town. But here's the deal. No. Again, Klay Thompson. And to be fair, again, if this was a guy that was way lower on the totem pole than Klay Thompson, the things that she's saying might have some weight, okay? We're talking about Klay Thompson. The stuff that she's saying does not apply to a man like Klay Thompson. He's a multi-millionaire, 10 hundreds times over, world champion, NBA champion multiple times, okay? He's the woman that you know about. There's probably others that you don't know about in between, right? So, man, I'm not feeling that.
He picked you because you have status, because you have social currency.
And according to what people say in the streets, Megan picked him, not the other way around. So, okay.
And because you're that, he didn't.
So she says that Megan is that bitch until, again, to most people, she is.
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
But she doubles back, y'all. She comes back around and says, podcast host Madam Joyce doubles down while responding to the backlash for claiming that Klay Thompson is only known because of Megan Thee Stallion. Then she goes on to claim that the reality TV star Nene Leakes is more... What?
Nick, you're stupid.
Nene Leakes is more popular than the top 10 current NBA players. Now that's... Oh, okay. All right, let's go.
If you think you're coming here for an apology, or you think you're coming here for me to retract my statements, you can retract yourself back to your dirty hole that you was in before you came out to start talking.
Oh, man, I'm going to go back in my dirty hole. I'm sorry.
I'm standing 10 toes down. I said what the I said, bro. Nene Leakes is more famous than some of your top 10 NBA players currently.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
Man, like I said before, fellas and ladies, if you're watching, to the average woman doesn't follow the NBA, these guys are irrelevant to them. So in their world, these guys are nobodies. Okay? So, yeah.
Because reality TV and music expands to certain realms that, unfortunately for you guys that are in my...
No, reality TV and music, I mean, look at the state that reality TV is in. All these reality shows and, this music that promotes certain cultures and certain behaviors. Yeah, so for the ladies out there, and I'm speaking to the ladies right now, okay, these things do reach further than sports for you, so we get it.
Comments, it doesn't transcend quite the same. People need to understand that outside of America, we don't even know the names of the teams here. Anyways, I decided to do a deep dive because I really don't know anyone that is currently playing in the NBA. So the NBA player rankings, according to The Ringer. So
she's saying that she doesn't know anybody. She's going to go on this list of current top 10 NBA players, right? And here's the other thing. A lot of people are making these opinions from their own personal bubble, right? So I get it. For her, she has no idea who these people are. I think she named Stephen Curry as the one guy that she actually knew, which I get it. I get it. You have no idea. Kudos to you.
Number 1 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I've never heard of this man in my life. And if you've heard of them, guys, comment below. Nikola Jokic. I've never heard of him in my life. Victor Wembanyama. I've never heard of him. Luke Doncic. Never heard of him in my life. Kawhi Leonard. Never heard of him in my life. Anthony Edwards. Never heard of him. I'm going to scroll to find... Oh, Stephen Curry. See, I know Stephen Curry. He's number 11 out of the top 10 men who are currently playing in the NBA. And congratulations to all of you. The NBA and everything you've achieved is phenomenal. I'm sure you're making money. I'm sure you're making your cities proud. But me as a UK resident, there's only 2 of you I have ever heard of in my life. Guys, don't come for me. All right?
Okay, so y'all see it, ladies and gentlemen. Most of these people, like myself and her too, to be fair, are speaking of these things from their own bubble, their own personal perspective. For her, she has no idea. So that's what she's projecting. We didn't know who Klay Thompson was before Megan Thee Stallion because, of course, she knows Megan Thee Stallion and she doesn't know Klay Thompson, right? So get it. She doesn't follow sports. She has no idea who this guy was. For most of us, we know who both these people was. That's why people in America were so surprised, right? Because, Klay Thompson, right? Golden State Warriors, Splash Brothers. For her, she has no idea. So I understand, all right? To be fair. However, what you said, you're doubling down makes you look even more ignorant to the facts. Like I said, 2 things can be true. You cannot know who he is as an athlete, but upon further review, you should know that this guy's world renowned. So you can say, well, I didn't know who he was, right? And for some of y'all, that did make him world renowned. But lady, Miss Joyce, I promise you, Klay Thompson was already world renowned in most people's perspectives, just not yours, but that's okay. We're keeping it fair. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about Miss Joyce's opinion of Klay Thompson and this social currency of him and Stephon Diggs. By the way, down in the comment section, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell right out of the door, and I will see you on the next video.